Welcome to Divinity 648. My name is Christina. I'm a high vibrational energy intuitive, and this is readings for Leo for November 2021. Just so you know, I'm a high vibrational energy sensitive. If my eyes change, my body demeanor changes, my voice changes, if I do something that resembles a loved one or someone who has crossed over, I'm always channeling, so you can trust what you're seeing. To schedule an appointment with me, all sessions are booked online at divinity648.com. If you want an in-office session, you must first book a Zoom session. I do not take new clients in the office. If you have purchased gift cards prior to today's date, November the 2nd, 2021, those sessions are available in office. Leo, you're being asked to be strong in some areas, especially when it comes to finding balance, when it comes to some type of a journey, right? It's like you're not getting the rest, or you're not finding balance in between the things that you need to be doing. And that's a problem when it comes to your strategy, right? Your strategy is clearly not working. It's not effective. And that's because that's because of the lack of balance, right? You're also understanding that you need to take some actions, although the actions that you need to take are due to lack of appreciation. This comes from some type of a codependent relationship that has come to an end because at some point, sometime, there might have been some level of deceit, whether they were stepping out with other individuals in the community or just spreading your business. And again, this doesn't have to be romance. This could be friendship-wise. A lot of you have been going through a spiritual awakening, some part, somehow, some way, the phase of the ascension process. Some of you have walked away or have come to the understanding that divine order has protected you from a union or a relationship with someone who was not meant for you, right? That soul contract that you had with them has expired. You are now grounded in receiving better energetic information, updates, and you're also understanding that you have a lot more opportunities, possibilities, doors are opening, windows are opening, the in-betweens are taking place. The one thing that I am noticing, though, Leo, you're not healing. There's something that you have stepped over or stepped on and decided that you did not want to work on, and you moved forward, but you didn't do the healing that you needed to do, and it's associated to some type of a soul contract. But once you work through that and actually accept things for the way that they unfolded, you'll be noticing a financial stability, some type of financial improvement. The door of values popping forward. There's a lot of number 4s, a lot of number 7s, a lot of change. The more money that comes in, the more focused you are. A lot of hostile energies coming through, people sending you blockages, trying to cause stagnation. You might have already found that within yourself. The key to getting through that is keeping yourself balanced, literally keeping yourself balanced. So you have to understand you have your spiritual side, you have your physical side, right? You have your feminine energy, you have your masculine energy. And it's really important for you to keep that balance to avoid tower card moments, heartbreak situations, to stay out of that anxious feeling and feel that warmth, that high vibrational being, focused, organized, clear thoughts, clear-minded, especially when you're going through the door of romance, through that opportunity of settling down with someone who you don't want to see walk away. Some of you are dealing with someone who's kind of contemplating the decision of walking away from you because they're not seeing where your mind is at as far as long-term commitment. A lot of you did, in fact, walk away from someone who was causing financial hardship or emotional hardship or mental hardships of any kind, and you're walking towards self-love, self-care, self-respect. This might also be for some people walking towards someone who is kind of like the Queen of Pentacles energy, someone who has patience, or you need to have patience in the union with the person that you're pursuing, the one that is like your angel of love, the one that's really smart, book smart, spiritual, knows how to make some money, focused on making money, someone that you might not already be in a commitment with, who is very abundant. I'm seeing privileged lady. I'm seeing things like the number 11, master numerology, a lot of inward flow of abundant energy. And that creates envy. A lot of envy, a lot of envy. People are looking at you like, how the hell are you doing the things that you're doing? And a lot of you are spiritually connected, or the answer might be that you're actually spiritually gifted, or following your intuition in such a way that allows you to avoid the things that your admirers, stalkers are unable to have themselves. They can't wrap their minds around or know where to begin to explore around areas that will put them in the situation that you are presently in. A lot of you have been doing a lot of prayers, internal love, right? You are trusting your intuition, realizing that the things that were happening in your dreams are actually happening in real life. You're starting to be more open about the way that you are experiencing your spirituality, the way that your mind is expanding. You're feeling more free, especially when it comes to nature. Some of you are getting over the fact that you are not receiving the appreciation that you need, right? Or you are using that same type of energy you would receive when you are in such a dynamic, and it's allowing you to tap into that ancestral wisdom, so to speak, right? A lot of DNA activation is taking place. Some of you are being asked to step up in ways that you not really sure how to, but in a sense, you're getting that niggling feeling, that pulling feeling that makes you want to go on defense and reflect on past karmic patterns. You're reflecting on things that needs to be healed. Earlier, I said you had opportunities. However, you stepped right over one primary opportunity to heal, to go towards happiness, right? It's like, think of it like if you were in a committed relationship and someone really badly hurt you, instead of you taking the time necessary to heal from that situation, you went right into the next relationship. And now you're being triggered. You're being forced to address the things that you didn't want to address before. A lot of you are, in fact, breaking ancestral patterns. You are rewriting things for the future generations to come. You are overcoming your fears. You're taking charge. You're doing the things that you want to do. You're unbinding yourself from codependent relationships, contracts, and people. You're protecting yourself, you're mothering yourself, and if you're not, you need to. You are also getting a really strong urge. Like, this is a new era. If you listen to morning messages on my podcast, you understand we are in a new era. We are no longer functioning on the third dimension. We are primarily functioning on the fifth dimension, which means, yes, there's still a physical realm, but there shouldn't be the need to stay in a codependent, toxic dynamic. You are putting up protection, a great method of protection. If you go on my public playlist, there's a recommendations playlist, and it's something called 12D shielding, using 12th dimensional energy to completely surround you, your home, your car, your loved ones in white light, platinum shield white light, and protect yourself in multiple layers or multiple dimensions. Some of you are trying to really find who you truly are, right? A lot of people who are awakening to this new era, new life, second life in the same existing body, you're learning that you don't even know who you are. You're trying to get in alignment, but you don't even know who you are. You don't know what your morals are. You don't know what your principles are. You don't know what your standards are. You don't know what you like, what you don't like. You just know what you feel at the moment of feeling it. And this is perfect because now you're in that November flow, right? Master numerology 11 type of energy of birthing a new age, creating something completely different, raising your vibration, trusting yourself in ways that you've never trusted yourself before. If you are really being called, you are learning about your ancestry, you're communicating with ancestors, you're understanding that they're all around you, literally all around you, and they are pushing you. Step up some more. This isn't right? Here's something that you need to understand. If you are having any type of inner conflict in any type of way, why? You weren't having that conflict before, but you're having that conflict now. So it's really important to take a deep breath, take a break, deplug, and give yourself a chance to understand what it is that it's bothering you about whatever that dynamic is, right? Trust that niggling feeling, literally, as I said it. Trust yourself. Why am I in a conflict? What is the conflict about? Why do I want to tolerate this? How can I get myself out of this situation? Because that right there, that conflict is like the fire alarm. It's the loud ringing bell that tells you this is not right. Something's not right. You need to address this. You need to make some type of a change somehow, some way. You need to spend more time reflecting, right? Dark night of the soul. Where am I from? A lot of people in this energy are kind of wondering, where did I come from? Why do I feel the way that I feel? How come I just want to focus on love relationships instead of unbounding myself and allowing myself to learn who I am on a better, deeper level, right? How can I establish better boundaries within myself so that way I don't feel like my world is crumbling down all around me? Some of you are really getting in touch with the earth, with the nature, grounding your energy, right? It's so easy to ground your energy. So it's really important that you stay focused with that. That type of flow. I want to get to this point, but I don't know how to get there. Every time I get around these people, I feel this kind of way. It's really important for you to just ground yourself, right? If you don't know how to ground yourself, work with things like hematite. Find elements that are not just external influences, but internal influences as well. So that way they can help you stay grounded. They can help you vibrate higher. You want to make sure that when you leave your house, you're picturing this big, huge bubble of white light protection. And as you walk through that door to go into the world, you walk into that bubble of protection. And when you get in your car, that bubble surrounds your car completely. That way you are not acting out of character, road rage, and you're focused and grounded and in the moment instead of drifting off. A lot of people are kind of having daydream moments where it's almost like, I don't even know how I got to my destination. I feel like I just got into my car. If that resonates for you, you definitely need to ground your energy and put yourself in protection. Me, for one, I love to leave crystals in my car. I have hematite, selenite, black tourmaline, citrine, things like that around the car, on my person. A lot of you have been asking for signs. Don't really get the signs. You need to start paying better attention. Put the music on if you don't normally listen to music, and listen for a song or lyrics to the song, not necessarily the entire song, but key words that jump out at you that are relevant to the answer you are looking for, right? Like, don't just ask for a sign, ask for something specific. Like, if I'm not batshit crazy, I want to stop finding nothing but quarters all over the ground. You know how everybody finds pennies everywhere? I don't want pennies. I want quarters. Or you want to see 3-3 everywhere. Some people are seeing 11-11, 3-3, 44, 5-5. Very powerful vibrational information. A lot of you do need to work on your healing, especially if you're seeing the number 5 and the number 7. A lot of activation around the third eye is popping for you. But you are allowing yourself you're allowing yourself to be impacted by external influences. So you want to make sure that you're calling out, please remove external influences. You want to eat better, especially if you are in a moment of pause, stagnation, patience, rest, right? Take a nice deep breath and rest for a little bit. In another sense, it could be like if you just exited a relationship, you want to take a pause, actually learn yourself. That message keeps coming up for you, Leo, regardless of where your placement is or if it's cross-watcher energy. Who are you? You just got out of a relationship. What are your values? What are your morals? What are your principles? What did you learn from that relationship? What things don't you like about that relationship? What are you trying to prevent yourself from going through once again, right? It's like some people literally, some people literally just really need to step into that solar plexus energy and really just take a moment to breathe. Trust your intuition, trust the way that you're feeling, trust that inner conflict, and then take the action necessary. And when I say take the action necessary, sometimes that action isn't necessarily a physical action. It could be an emotional action. It could be just focusing on ascension and activating that DNA, right? Going within, looking at the pros and the cons of your last relationships, several relationships, what's a common trend, pulling yourself out of that. A lot of you are going from I need 50 million girls to just one. Some of you are going through this flow of I want to have kids, but my partner doesn't. There's a lot of just conflict, and you got to look for that compromise. And if you can't find that compromise, you need to really, really get to know yourself. I'm just hearing a lot of you're coming out of a situation, regardless if it's an educational path or a career path or a relationship or graduating from one level and going into the next, but it's like that newness, that new start, that fresh energy. Some of you who felt like you were all tied up and couldn't really move far, couldn't really get anywhere, it was because change needed to come. You were holding on to a situation that really didn't serve its purpose, and that was because, one, codependent. Don't want to be in this relationship, but I'm financially dependent on that person, or vice versa. And you're finally seeing a way out. You're finally getting that victory, right? It's like, I want to be with this person. This person wants to be with me, but they're scared to leave their lover. All of a sudden, you get clarity. Like, what do you mean you're scared to leave your lover? Just don't fucking go home. You come home to me. That's it. Bottom line. We're not playing this game anymore. Some of you are realizing that you really just need to go with the flow and love yourself a little bit more, right? Not so much wait for life to hand you a miracle, but to actually be the miracle that you need within your life. Those of you who are not independent due to some type of a union that is loaded with secrets, you need to understand that what is in the dark always comes into the light. You are ending a relationship of some kind, or you have been removed from that dynamic already, and that's because a lot of things that were done in the dark are now visible in the light. A lot of changes are being made. I'm getting a lot of 5 energy, 8 energy, 4 energy, 7 energy, really dominant 11 energy, completion, putting burdens down, stuff like that type of flow. You know, a lot of you are realizing shit is just what it is. You're waking up and you are really seeing things from a different light. Again, what was in the dark is coming through. You're making powerful moves. You're seeing things differently. A lot of you who used to shun spirituality and ascension and mediums and all that stuff, you're getting really excited, or you're starting to really open your mind and allow that innocence from inside to embrace those gifts that you've been experiencing, vivid dreams, precognition, trusting and going with the flow, being around other individuals who are in the same type of dynamic. There's just a lot of healing that needs to be done. And a lot of you, especially if you're feminine or even masculine, you almost feel like you are giving birth, right? Not necessarily to an actual human being, but to a new version of yourself, right? Deep inner love, respecting the fact that you are not for everyone and you're okay with not being for everyone. It's almost like you're now getting into frequencies, or you need to start listening to frequencies to raise that vibration up higher. A lot of you are realizing that external influences were impacting your future or your current path. You're realizing that you can, in fact, treat your life like as if it was a canvas and you can manifest and create new things. I really do see a lot of newness, a lot of making moves that remove secrets and codependent energy from your life, especially when it comes to you hearing something was happening in the dark, right? Anything to bring in more balance, more harmony. There's also that need, like when you write a business plan, well, you're writing a soul plan, right? It's like, okay, moving forward, my partner cannot behave this way. And if they do behave this way, I'm only going to give them X amount of time to show me a different type of behavior before I actually walk away. You're going to start working on things like rooting yourself, rooting abundance into your life. Releasing yourself from codependent, toxic situations, seeing things from a better perfection. Thank you. Perspective. Um, a lot of inner work, a lot of healing, just seriously, a lot of healing and going deep within and really delving in and understanding what being in the 5Ds about. Dragonflies, if you're in that season of seeing them wherever you are. Really just loving yourself enough not to tolerate less than what you deserve. Really like asking yourself, if I could get anything that I wish for, what would I wish for? And actually opening yourself up to receiving them. Endless possibilities are available to you. There's just this need of having balance, right? That balance energy keeps coming up where it's like you need to have gratitude. It's like you put out a request in the universe and the universe fulfills it to you and hands it to you and delivers it to you, and you're like, oh, that's what I got. Okay, well, that's not enough. You like still in denial kind of deal. At least be grateful for the messages that you did get. Like, okay, this was great, you showed me what I wanted to see, I appreciate this. Now can you show me this, which would make it a little bit more detailed or definite validation for me. Some of you some of you have some things going on, right? Births, anniversaries, some type of event is going to be coming on um, that is going to require some type of support from you, or going to that event is going to prompt you for going into that deep emotional healing, which is necessary. And the people that you're going to cross paths with are actually going to be able to trigger that in you, right? It's really important that when you're out and about and you're dealing with other individuals, that you keep a positive outcome, that you really keep your vibrations focused on being your true authentic self, right? It's so important right now for you collectively to really transmute all negative energy into positive energy, and to really trust and flow and allow yourself to be in the now and accept things for how they are and what they are, and not necessarily what you wanted them to be, right? It's almost like you have an expectation or a desire, and because it didn't come in the way that you want, you didn't show gratification or gratitude to the universe or the ancestors that delivered it to you, because it wasn't with the right person. But what you're not realizing is you don't know that person's path. You don't know if that person is meant to be crossing paths with somebody else, or if they have some secrets that are not in the light for you yet, that would end up being really detrimental to you or cause you havoc or be more karmic lessons, which you don't really want, right? The goal in life is to learn your karmic lessons, move forward from your karmic lessons, and not repeat them anymore, to live in harmony, to live in balance. Yeah, a lot of worrying too is coming through, and it's regarding opportunities that you feel that you missed out on. Some of you actually did miss out on some opportunities, but you're being asked to look at it and see how you can revisit that, right? Reconsider the process. Fill up your cups. I see a lot of like just really taking a deep breath, not necessarily trying to go backwards, but to actually ground yourself, root that energy in motion in place, so that way while you're in motion, things don't run away from you, right? It's so important. I'm also hearing that there's a lot of progress, a lot of advancement as far as like the things that you're learning karmically, energetically, spiritually. There's a lot of angels that are stepping through right now. I'm hearing things as far as stay in alignment with what makes you happy and makes you feel fulfilled. Some of you are realizing that Some of you are realizing that you can actually communicate with the other side. Some of you are realizing that the things that you say are actually unfolding, right? And almost instantly. You're watching karmic cycles, a lot of inflow energy, Leo. It's like you're vibrating the way that you need to vibrate, but you aren't realizing what you stand for yet, right? Like I don't want a partner who doesn't like children because I got children. Common sense. I don't want a partner who doesn't know how to be a parent, whether they have kids or not. I want a partner who actually knows what it means to be an actual parent. Don't need more than one absent parent in your children's lives, right? Step parent is a parent. A lot of you are dealing with either a Cancer sign or a Gemini or a Capricorn, specific dominant energy. And you're in your emotions and you're in your feelings because you're realizing that this person, it has control. There is control over their emotions, their feelings, or that's something that you're trying to attain. And this comes after making a really serious decision about another individual, as far as a cycle needing to end or actually possibly beginning, because there's some celebratory energy after walking away from something, right? Or a celebratory action right before someone can walk away, especially if you've been entertaining multiple people. Some of you could have been in two serious relationships at the same time, walked away from one, didn't tell the person that you walked away from the other individual, instead just stood there in your emotions, dealing with the things you were dealing, healing with the things you needed to heal, so that way you can move forward towards the person that you weren't giving the appropriate balance to before, because you're realizing that the person that you didn't give the priority to or the energy to is done waiting around for you, or done playing the bullshit games that you were putting them through, especially when you were putting other things ahead of them. Some of you, it was a whole new family. Some of you, it was moving away to another location. Some of you have a new job. Some of you, it was just family morals and values, and other of you, it was just past relationships that you never healed from, and it's affecting you in your present situation, in your present life, and you're trying really hard to put down those burdens, but for some reason in your mind you just think you can't get away. You feel like you're going to be backstabbed, probably because of your past actions, your past tendencies, and the things that you did in the dark that are now coming to the light. Whether or not that person's going to find out about it, you're really panicking and worrying, and which is why you're trying to settle down and get them in that relationship status that you want them to be in, because you know that they're the one that you want to be with. And you know that if they find out too much information too soon, that you might miss out on those opportunities. What you really need to do is just focus on yourself. Again, heal, call back your power. It's so easy. Grab some selenite, sweep your body with the selenite, cut cords with people that no longer need to be in your life. You could actually think of the people that you don't want to cut cords from, or the areas of your life you don't want to cut cords from, or just focus on the ones that you want to cut cords from and just sweep your body. I release myself. Some of you are unhappy in a dynamic that you wanted to be in with someone who you thought was financially beneficial or emotionally beneficial, and now you're realizing that there was nothing but manipulation, and that's why you are going on a new path, a new journey away from conflict, away from toxicity, codependency, emotional heartache, and you are going towards someone who is more emotionally stable, someone who is more spiritually grounded and stable, fertile. Somebody might be pregnant. Someone might look like they're pregnant. So you want to have justice with them. You want to rush into them and give them that commitment. You no longer want to be stuck or stagnant. You're realizing that you should have been with this person this whole time. Some of you are realizing that the person that you were with, or your karmic, was doing external influences to keep you from being with the appropriate person, who just coincidentally happens to be pregnant, or you want to get them pregnant, or they're just birthing incredible, amazing things like new businesses, new careers, new educational goals, new jobs, stuff like that, right? Intellectually smart, fertile in all areas of their life. And now you see that other people are seeing them the same way, and that's why you're rushing in to give them that commitment, right? You're not happy at home because you're realizing the person from the home, or the person you were already with trying to make a home with, was using external influences to keep you from the right person, and now you're rushing in to give that person everything you should have already given them, and that's because you don't have to fight with them. Whether or not they're going to give you that commitment is what you're worried about. Some of you are really worried about that. You're really passionate on it, and you're kind of almost creating stagnation on the way that you're going to deliver it, because you know you haven't been fair or balanced with the way that you were treating them or the other individuals. But I do see a lot of reciprocation going. Some of you are literally taking your cup from one person and delivering it to another person. You're not even giving yourself that time to be alone because you don't want your person to end up with somebody else who's rushing right in to go grab them because they see that they're by themselves and not happy or not fulfilled, or just patiently waiting for a better opportunity and not settling. And that's something that a lot of people are starting to recognize and understand and discuss amongst themselves. Like, hey, that guy went through the bender and back. That one went through this, went through that, and then they whatever. And people talk. And now other people who you've left behind and overcome in your life are sitting in their emotions. They're sitting in their feelings. They don't even think or realize that anybody's really paying attention. Some of you are rushing towards your person who just shows this radiant energy of being their true authentic self and being strong, who want to come towards stability with you or another individual. And again, this might come after them waiting on another individual who just wasn't leveling up to where they needed to be. And that's why they're moving forward in a different direction, so to speak, looking for happiness and looking to escape, or going within and trusting, going through that ascension path to guide them and flow them away from the toxicity and the things that were hurtful to them. Almost like becoming like a warrior type energy, stepping in your energy, owning your space kind of deal. Literally rushing right in to give you some type of a commitment, even if it's just a verbal commitment or an actual tangible commitment. There's just that energy of wanting to fix things. Some people are coming out of heartache. I just see a lot of heartache right now, overcoming heartache or moving forward, cutting cords. There we go, cutting cords, literally cutting cords. Like, you hurt me, you deceived me, the things you did in the shadow, I'm now aware of it mentally, and I'm releasing myself. I'm cutting you the fuck out of my life, bottom line. And that makes you happy because you're pursuing things. And I'm not saying you're not going to have moments of duress, and you're really going to be emotionally upset, especially when those individuals come back around and they want that all happy light and love, and I really fucked up and I can't wait to be with you. And just a reminder, just because somebody is pulling on your cords, trying to get you to come back to them, doesn't mean you need to. Just because somebody who hurt you and you're walking away from and leaving them behind, cut the fucking cord. It doesn't mean you go and drown and join them down there. It means you keep moving and you keep seeing things for what they are. Don't lie to yourself. You are your best partner, right? You don't need to be your worst enemy. You need to be your best partner. A lot of people in your energy right now are focusing. If you don't do the work, if you don't trust that niggling feeling, if you don't address the way that you're feeling inside, something's going to happen. Something's going to pull you out of there. There's a lot of new beginnings, especially when you accept things for what they are and not how you want them to be. And you use better discernment. You make your decision instead of sitting stagnant. It's almost like you have to understand that everything that comes in through here is external influences. This is like the spam folder in your email. You want to trust your gut. You want to trust your intuition from your solar plexus down into the root chakra. You really just want to listen here. You want to feel there. If you don't know how, spend like however many times you can, however many minutes you can, but at least 30 minutes with your eyes closed. Listen to what's going on. Try to focus on one sound over the other sound. Really zoom in. Build that connection, that spiritual ability connection. Have patience with yourself. How do I feel right now? Why do I feel like this? What area of my life is this? Most of you, it's the Lovers, because there's not enough action. There's not enough movement towards happy moments. There's more sad moments than good. There's a lot of inner reflection because one person is smitten by another person who may or may not be in that dynamic. Meanwhile, the other one is completely fucking protected and following their own guidance and their own intuition, not even giving a shit that the other person stepped out, because at the end of the day, they know who the fuck they are and where they're going in life. And they're not settling. They're not settling for anything less than they deserve. They're also allowing themselves to trust that they have ancestors next to them for protection and to guide them and to keep them from hardships. But remember, God doesn't do these things to us. People who have free will and exercise free will do these things to us, right? So make sure you're paying attention for those red flags. Make sure you're not allowing yourself to walk blindly, put things to bed, put situations to end. Yeah, a lot of people are walking away from committed relationships that no longer serve a purpose, and they're walking towards an individual who they have been longing for but have been afraid to approach. And that's because of external influences that were basically blocking them and keeping them from standing in their higher power and following their intuition. And that caused really bad tower moments and toxic moments for them. Some of you allow your thoughts to trap you. It's almost like you really have no obstacles. You really have no blockages. Your thoughts are your only blockages. A lot of you are dealing with water signs, or a lot of you are dealing with emotional issues. There's a lot of people doing external influences to affect the way that you feel towards an individual, to affect the way that you see them. Please trust and believe that karma is here, judgment is here, and they are paying for their sins one way or another. What you do always comes back. The person you tried to block them on their path, they are drinking their water, talking to their water, following through on their wishes, not allowing anything, keeping their energy clean. So important, because they know that cycles are coming to an end and they want to be in their best vibration before that end comes. A lot of Leo energy is literally just, man, you are saving yourself. You are saving yourself, making healthy and supportive connection somehow, some way. A lot of just walking away from shit that no longer serves a purpose. Some of you, you've been battered. Some of you just got cleansed. Some of you just needed that rest. And again, it's like you came out of one dynamic. Rest. Just rest. Just allow yourself to flow. Trust what you're getting down here. Say thank you for the information up here, but please remove external influences. Don't need them. Thank you very much. New beginnings are all around you as long as you can keep yourself out of your thoughts. Stop allowing people to come around who are not giving you fulfillment in all areas of your life. It's like, do I choose person A or do I choose person B? Do I go with option A or do I go with option B? Why are you limiting yourself to just A or B? There's A, A1, A2, A3, A4, A5, and so on. There's B1 through whatever. It keeps going. Why are you limiting yourself? It's like, I'm either going to go with this decision or I'm going to go with that decision. Well, why can't you have both? Why can't you find a common ground? What is those two decisions? Dig a little bit deeper and stop limiting yourself. A lot of judgment energy and fast, quick coming into a lot of information coming inwardly to you, right? So it's almost like if you're not supposed to take a left turn on this street boulevard, you end up taking the left turn anyway because you weren't paying attention. And then you look up and you end up seeing so-and-so with so-and-so in front of this place, but you know so-and-so belongs on the other side of the city. And you're like, why the fuck? Is that happening? I would have never found out about this if I didn't take that accidental turn. It's like that flow, trusting intuition, not allowing external influences to block you. As far as those who are in a dynamic, there is foul play. Foul play because the person who doesn't belong in that dynamic is doing candle work. Some of you, it's the in-law. Some of you, it's an ex-wife. Meanwhile, they are literally just trying to do that entrapment, right? It's like, I want to force you to stay with me, or we have a family, or I'm trying to give you a family, and you're being like, it's like entrapment. But then you're realizing that you don't really even care about all that. You want what the heart wants. You want what you're longing for, because at the end of the day, even though you've got all that other stuff going on, you're catching yourself in your thoughts and your feelings, and you're longing for whoever's on your mind. A lot of you, there's a specific person that you really want to just rush in and be with, but you're not. And that's because you're in third party situations. You're in third party situations and you are with someone that you gave a child to, who doesn't even line up or match up to the individual that you're going towards or that you want to be with. And I do see people walking away from dynamics and pursuing the things that actually fulfill them and make them happy, and then realizing later that they were stuck in a situation off of false information. It's almost like, I'm in my happy home life, I'm going to be with this person, and then all of a sudden Cupid shows up or judgment shows up, knocks on the door, and is like, you're with the wrong person. And then you start thinking of somebody else, and all you can think of is them and the things that they do, and you can no longer be intimate with the other individual that you were involved with, because while you're trying to be intimate with them, all you can think of is the one that makes you feel like a queen, or the one that makes you feel like a king, or the one that has tattoos of your name, or things to represent you all over their body, things about them that you gravitate towards. Some of you have a pregnancy going on, and you're hoping that stays quiet. You're hoping it stays quiet. You're hoping people don't find out about it. You're hoping you have time before things come out, because you want to make sure that everything's right. And some of you, that pregnancy was to keep you from moving forward. Some of you, it was to trap you. Some of you, it was because they couldn't get themselves out of their dynamic, and they kind of use the coward way out to pursue the things that fulfill them. So if you couldn't get rid of someone, you decided to just get somebody pregnant and use that as a method or a means or a justification to pursue them, because you couldn't say what needed to be said. And you really realize after you finally get that action going, that the reason you couldn't say what needed to be said, it was because you were in a binding spell to keep you somewhere where you didn't want to be in. So you're going towards your true counterpart, basically, is what that entails. I am seeing the same information over and over and over again. So I'm going to end this reading for Leo for the month of November 2021. Go within, follow your flow, trust yourself, allow yourself to heal. And if you don't want to heal and sit and you don't know how to heal, selenite works magic. Think of the situation that you need to heal from. Hold selenite in your hand, drink some water, take some nice deep breaths, and picture the people or whatever the dynamic is that's involved, and tell yourself, I understand that this ended this way. I wish it ended that way. I accept things for what they are. I find forgiveness for myself and for allowing this to happen to me. And I give forgiveness to those who participated in this dynamic, because I understand that everything happens to teach me better ways of conducting myself in the physical, right? If I didn't like these things, well, now I know moving forward not to wait, not to try. I can just let things go. And you move forward, and then you hold that selenite and you tell yourself, I release myself from this situation. I heal myself from this situation. I forgive myself in this situation, and I send healing forgiveness out to everyone in this situation. And never wish anybody bad either, right? Because especially if you listen to morning messages, we are in the month of November. We are in the vibrational year of the number 5. This is 55 energy, 5, really powerful, transformative energy. The number 11 is the master number from numerology. Plus, it's that mirroring energy, which means everything you put out in front or anything you send out, it instantly hits you right back. So if you are jumping in a car to go jump somebody or shoot somebody's house up, don't be surprised if you do something like slam your hand in the car door and break your trigger finger, or if you are on your way to go kill someone, and I don't know where this is coming from, and this has happened, and every time you go something happens, or other people have been unsuccessful, so now you're going and you're gung-ho and you're the man that's going to get it done, and then all of a sudden you have a horrible car accident and God knows what happened. I don't know why I'm coming up with this. It's very specific. Karmic energy is instant. If you are coming out into this energy saying, I'm going to go do harm to someone, that harm is going to hit you before it hits them. Somehow, some way, ancestors are here and they're doing what they need to do because there's a lot of nasty energy in play. So as fast as you are setting out to do something, keep in mind that there's higher forces involved that are out to do something just the same. And you might not be as successful as you were hoping to be. Really important. I don't know why I needed to say that. So make sure that you keep your energy clean, and you are doing everything you need to do to stay grounded and in alignment with where you want to be. Excuse me. So that is it for Leo, November 2021. If you'd like to schedule an appointment with me, divinity648.com. Gift cards are available, digital format or printed. And that's it.